Hello, this is the old guy on Neals Homestead, and today we're going to do a little garden tour of what's going on around here, and hope you can enjoy it. And right now we are in greenhouse number 4. Now over here, our grandson Timothy sowed a new row of green beans. We had one there earlier this year, but he sowed it and they are coming up and looking good. And then on the second row we have peppers. What kind of peppers?
Shishitos.
Shishito peppers. Up about over halfway are the shishito peppers. About halfway down our house we have eggplant. And we have the long, skinny eggplant, the Asian type, I think you call it, because our family who eats it prefers them. And so we have a lot of eggplant going to waste. On this side, I planted 2 rows of green beans for the 3rd time this year. And it doesn't look like they're going to come up here either. I don't know, there's something wrong with my ground right here. It's right in the middle of a greenhouse. I don't know.
Well, it grew plenty of weeds. You had to pull all the weeds out, so.
Yeah, the weeds did well, and I had to pull them out and pull them off. Put them on the compost pile. But anyway, I'm going to have to send in a sample of this soil and see what in the world is wrong with it. But also we have, on the center row, we have cucumbers, and then we have long beans first, right? And then we have
cherry tomatoes.
Cherry tomatoes.
2 kinds of cherry tomatoes. They're both yellow. Actually, one is called white cherry tomato. The white cherry tomatoes are actually a pale yellow. And the other yellow cherry tomatoes are sun sugar.
Then we have several varieties of tomatoes, old-time tomatoes, on the rest of the row in here.
We got lots of cucumbers out of 9 plants. They just keep producing in here, even though some of them are starting to look kind of sick. They're still on the new growth. They keep making cucumbers.
On this side of the tomatoes, we planted 3 varieties of peppers. We have banana peppers first. We have a long green sweet pepper in here. I'm not sure of the variety, but they're nice peppers. And then on the end, beginning right here, we have non-hot or spicy Habanero tomatoes. And
They're peppers. You said tomatoes, they're peppers.
Oh, okay, I said tomatoes, they're peppers. And they look good, they're pretty orange.
And there's a whole bunch of them.
Look how tall these habanero peppers are. And they're very productive, it appears. This first year we've had these non-hot ones, and we like them very much. On this row, we planted a whole bunch of variety of crops that we thought we'd love, but the weeds produced more than what we planted. So finally I have picked all the weeds, got all of them out of here, and then we're going to plant a number of carrots, parsnips, and green broccoli. Yeah. So we're going to try to hand sow broccoli, which we never had done before. We've always raised plants first. But we're going to try that. This is number 3 house, and I picked a little bit earlier our ripest tomatoes, and we'll take them to the house for probably 3 days and they'll be nice and ripe. But right now, Timothy, my grandson, is going to pick the tomatoes up. I just picked them and laid them in piles on the ground. He's going to pick them up and then we'll take them to the house.
How much do you think you got there?
I think I got about 25 pounds. Now I have to go down to the other end and pick the other side.
On this side I have 3 rows of green beans which are looking beautiful, and in the center row, about 2/3 of the way back, we have butternut squash growing, and they're covering up my beans on the other 2 rows, but anyway, it's all looking good. On this side, of course, we had tomatoes in the center, and we have a short row of peppers, and then we have 2 more rows of green beans, a little smaller than what's on that side. And they're all looking good. When picking and I knock off a green tomato, I put them in the bunch, and then we have fried green tomatoes for lunch that day. And they're very good that way. This little strip is where we had our tomatoes, or our potatoes. And we harvested them. I plowed that little area and worked it down, and then we planted our turnips and our daikon radishes. And the next strip is where we had our oats this year, which our neighbor plowed them and baled them, and I'm going to plow them as soon as I can, weather-wise and field-wise. And that's where I plan to plant our onions next year. This area on the plastic mulch is where our okra is. And Janet has about every other day picks okra, and today does again. So she's having a lot of okra. And this ground cover strip we have sweet potatoes, and so we have great hopes of raising a lot of those for the winter. This is our maybe 1/3 of an acre of corn that we grew for our winter's cow to feed her. But this last week we had some serious wind, and I haven't looked carefully, but I think it blew some of our corn down, but hopefully it'll produce anyway if it didn't break the core out. My 3 grandsons that live here on our property, they are picking up these weeds and putting them on the bobcat so I can haul them out of here and put on the compost pile. I think I might be getting old a little bit, because it wears me out pretty fast carrying those weeds. And they do a good job, and they do it the time I'm thinking about it. So this is the old guy with Neals Homestead, and just wanted to show you what good helpers can do for you.